Hey legends, and welcome back to the least knowledgeable sim racing channel, where we're going back to the game which helped put this channel on the map. About 6 months ago, shortly after getting somewhat unjustly locked in at home, I had the bright idea to repivot my fledgling YouTube channel back towards sim racing. The strategy? Cover the upcoming Automobilista 2 very closely throughout its early access period. It became a somewhat symbiotic relationship, where on one hand, we did a great deal to feature AMS2 and increase its user base, while conversely the channel grew at an impressive rate. This all culminated a few months ago in Automobilista 2's full release, where I did my final review video. In that review, I more or less concluded that Automobilista 2 was a flawed game with a tremendous amount of potential, and that it held my hopes to be one of the forerunners of the new generation of sim racing. Since then, there hasn't been all that much to cover. A few minor updates and news regarding future DLC content. Being that I had to move house shortly after that video was made, it's safe to say that I had my hands full with other matters, so by the time the channel spooled back up, we'd started focusing on different things. That is, until today. Casually late as always, kind of like the Fonz, we're coming in to feature what is easily Automobilista 2's most massive free update yet. We're not going over the entire content list because I'm quite confident you guys can read that for yourselves, but we will go over all the new cars and even drive some of them together to get a feel for whether AMS2 is developing the way we're all hoping. What we got in update 1.0.4 is the 1960s touring car series, featuring the Lotus 23 and Mini Cooper S 1965, the BMW M1 Pro Car series, the German Group A series, which I'm sure a lot of you are very happy about, the Mini JCW UK series, the Buskerud kart track, whose pronunciation I most assuredly got wrong, Speedland kart track, and a new short layout for the 1988 version of Hockenheim. While there's no way in hell I could drive all of this content in a single video, what we'll do instead is cherry pick some promising looking cars from this list and give them a run. Before we do, be sure to smash that sub and ring the bell to join us for future sim racing updates, and maybe consider joining us down at the official Sim Racing Legends Discord server for a chat. So of course we begin in the most quintessentially German track there is, late 80s Hockenheim, to do proper justice to these early 90s DTM cars. Myself, of course, completely ramming that rev limiter because I can't actually hear my engine note whatsoever on account of this opposing grid. Oh my god! Oh, that's that madness engine for you. That is that madness engine right there. So this actually, okay, this segues really well into the conversation I wanted to have with you guys. Erman, why have you not covered AMS2 in what feels like a couple of months? Ever since the full review, actually. Well, you actually got a good glimpse into why just then. Ever since I played Project Cars 3 and saw so many of the same issues that plague AMS2, in fact just plaguing the madness engine as a whole, I kind of got really depressed. It really shattered my hopes for this game, and the other half of the reason is that it's really not been living up to my expectations since release. I mean, there are so many bugs still in the game. It very much plays like an early access title. As you found out earlier, I mean, that wasn't an anomaly. I've been crashed out so many times while attempting to make this video that I don't really know what to say. I mean, it does not play like a complete game. I mean, I gave Reza the benefit of the doubt. I assumed that, like, okay, well, the engine obviously has a bunch of issues, and, you know, the Madness engine, having been developed by Slightly Mad Studios, is going to come with more than a few intrinsic issues, but I had faith that they were going to overcome it. But the more I see that, look at that moron in front of me. I mean, what is that? What is that? That's just ridiculous Madness engine trash. They've got to start so many things from scratch. They've got to code the AI routines from scratch. You don't want to see that kind of crazy jinking, that crazy simcade behavior that you see all over Project Cars 3. And, you know, that was one of the reasons I couldn't bring myself to come back to this game. Once I saw those issues highlighted, yet so much worse in that title, it kind of sickened me, to be honest. And you can probably tell by how much I forced myself to play Project Cars 3 for that news cycle that I'm not in a particularly charitable mood when it comes to the Madness engine anymore. Now, speaking about these cars and this patch release as a whole, it's very cool. I mean, these are probably the best feeling tin tops in the game, as far as I'm aware. The other ones felt completely disconnected from the rear and kind of not fun to drive. We saw that with the Ginetta when we compared it to ACC. I mean, ACC completely slaughtered this game in that test. Now, this game does still have very cool dynamic behaviors on account of the Madness engine. There's something still very cool about the dynamism, the tire model to me. It may not be as intense as, let's say, R Factor 2, but it's got its own thing going on. It's very kind of fun. Been racing it a lot actually with my friends because it's a very cool kind of casual brain-off game. The lobbies are extremely easy to set up in AMS2. But beyond that, it's been very difficult to motivate myself to actually put some serious race time into it. Largely because ACC and R Factor are in such good states at the moment, and this game in its present state doesn't challenge either of them. I mean, the only thing it has going on is just the convenience of getting in and starting a game super easily, which I mean is really something you can do in ACC as well. Just that ACC has a bit more of a hardcore driving model, so it's not as easy if your friends aren't, actual sim racers. Whereas this game you can actually pick up and go with a controller as well. But my god, that AI, I mean, this guy, he's gonna bin me, is he? He's gonna bin me. I need to just, gotta finish the race. That's the key, finish the race. So I mean, yeah, a few updates here. I mean, you get a new kart track, you get the DTMs, which are amazing. You get the old, the BMW M1 series, which I haven't actually tried yet. I may try it in the next video, I may not. I may try it in the next clip, I may not. Who knows? I certainly don't. You think I plan these videos? You think this is a professional outfit? You would be absolutely wrong. We're here to have fun and just blabber absolute lack of knowledge at you in the process. But yes, my impressions ever since playing Project Cars 3 is that this game has a lot of holdover issues on account of running the same engine, and there are so many things that Reza really just needs to rework from scratch. And you're probably noticing by now I've cranked up the time acceleration on this race. It's no accident. I've set us up to finish this race during a very, very nice sunset. Get some of that Top Gun flavor going on. Because, whenever you shoot something at the golden hour, it just comes out better. And that's one of the advantages of the Madness engine. That's one of the things I'll never take away from it, is the fact that whether you're playing like this on a single screen or VR or triples or whatever, when you're doing a nice long endurance race, especially if it's with your friends, it's one of the most immersive feeling sims out there. It's amazing. I'm about to turn my lights on to see where I'm going. Just got to shift first. You guys may have noticed I have a brand new shifter going on. Ooh, the lights turned on. Nice dash. And yeah, this nice Fanatec SQV 1.5, I think that's the full model name. I actually plan to do a full feature of this on a rally game, so I can actually feature the old trusty handbrake I got right here as well. Problem with the handbrake being, of course, that you may notice it's oriented the wrong way around, and orienting it correctly is actually something that takes some serious tools, which I don't have on account of it being lockdown time. So once I manage to orient my handbrake, we'll pull up some rally sims and have at it with you guys. Let me know what you think about that down below. But so far, so good. I'm reacquainting myself with the old H-pattern shifting. I don't think I've misshifted for this entire video while ranting at you and trying to race these DTMs, which is kind of impressive to me, given how hard these cars are to actually drive. It's, there's always time. There's always time to make a massive mistake. Oh, this AI, just the random braking, the rubber banding and performance. I mean, look, I don't want to spend the whole video going off on AMS, but I can't believe it's still in this state. I mean, I'm saying the same things about it I was from the start. Like, it has so much promise and potential, and the tire model is great, and there's all these things and dynamism, but at the end of the day, it's just not a complete game. Oh no, not first, Omen, don't do it, bro. That totally would not have blown the motor in real life, 100%. The game did not give me a freebie there. So yeah, I don't know, what do you say? Still so much potential, but I don't really know what Reza are thinking at this point. I don't know, I got nothing. Gonna try and survive the rest of this race so we can move on and try another class of car. But look, all the same things I've said over the last year are still true. I mean, the force feedback is fantastic. I'm loving it. It's very communicative, as it's always been, especially since all the Fanatec drivers came out. I'm having a blast. I'm loving my shifter as well. Having a lot of fun actually playing in the pure mechanical sense. All right, we came ninth. We started last, we came ninth. How do you complain about that? So, yeah, that being said, I mean, what else is to say? The DTM cars are quite hard to drive, especially that Merc there, so I would 100% recommend that you try and do the same thing. See if you can hold a conversation while you do it as well, and maybe you can understand that while I suck at actual driving, perhaps this is a hidden talent, trying to combine these two at the same time. So here's the thing about Automobilista 2. You have a race like the last one and you think to yourself, well, I've seen enough. The game still isn't ready. The AI are wacky, the car's balance, the performance is all out, they're just not really dialed in, and it's just, I don't know, I'm gonna go back to one of my, safe sims like AC that's relatively bug-free. And then on a whim, just before you quit, just to try out some of the new content, you find yourself in the BMW M1 Pro Car here at Brands Hatch. And within 30 seconds, you go, oh my god, this is absolutely amazing. And that's the thing. That is the thing about Reza. When they nail it, they absolutely knock it out of the park. But the problem is, the content is so spotty, it's so patchy, like some of it just sucks, but the other stuff is amazing, and it's like, why can't you just spend your time unifying this? We don't need another love or hate sim, we already have R Factor. Like, it can either be the best sim in the world or the worst. We already have that. Look at these things. Look at those fat tires. Look at that insane mechanical grip that we're getting. So the balance of performance on these cars is, for me, way more fun than the DTMs. Way more mechanical grip, way more power. Way better balance because they're mid-engine. All those slits on the rear windows. I mean, this is some kind of an 80s wet dream. It's like Knight Rider racing or something. So good. I mean, where do I buy one of these? I want to drive it to the shops. I don't even know what gear I'm in half the time. But does it even matter? When I sound like this, it just makes you want to slam the gears in. Oh, and thanks once again to my pals at Fanatec for the shifter. I mean, it's adding so much to the satisfaction of this experience. Into fourth. Alright, gonna get hard on the brakes, now to third, nice heel and toe flick. Oh yeah, get the hell out of the way. No time for that stuff. Alright. God, what do you say? I mean, bloody hell AMS, seriously, just... Reza, if you just take a moment. Just get rid of just fix the bugs, just turn it into a proper game. And it'd be so good. It'd be so good. Rework some of the things. Get rid of, look at that AI. Look at that crazy jinking. Just get rid of the AI routines that SMS have put into this game and just write your own AI. Just start a project, write your own AI from scratch. I keep hearing that Automobilista 1 had really good AI. Just go back to that. It'd be so much better if they weren't ruining the races. I mean, look at this. Look at that beautiful shadowing, those highlights and the shaders on the road. This is so immersive right now. I mean, I'm loving this. And this is where AMS really shines. It's that immersion of the Madness engine without the Simcade garbage from SMS. And Reza, once again, just picking some weird, obscure class of car I've never driven nor heard of. And I absolutely love. I've learned something here today. I've learned that there was a moment in history where this car existed and it was absolutely amazing. God, it's so good. I don't even know how many laps I set this race for. I don't even care. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep ranting at you guys about how good this is. Look at those Fanatec ads. Speaking of Fanatec, buy Fanatec, guys. I've got affiliate links down below. If you guys do want to support the channel and you are interested in picking up some new Fanatec gear, it would help a lot if you use the affiliate links down below. I'm going to keep slamming these gears in on the shifter. Just having the time of my life right here. Would you believe that I've not slept tonight? I think it's about 6 a.m. right now, still recording this. It's one of those sleep flip nights, you know, when you work so hard, you do 16-hour work days back to back to back until you find yourself basically going to bed at like 8 a.m. and you're like, okay, I need to fix this. And I need to fix this driving line. Oh no. So this is a really good moment to pick this up. This game, one of the things they need to fix is the off-road handling. I don't know what the hell they think they're doing. It's like you have little explosives under the tires. I mean, driving on grass does not feel like it does in this game. I don't know why it has this weird canned handling effect off-road, but that needs to be fixed immediately. It's so unrealistic the moment you cut a corner or the moment you end up with two wheels in the grass. Oh, look at that sunset. It's so hit and miss. That's what pisses me off. I already have R-Factor. I already love and hate it. I don't need to love and hate another sim. Just sort your crap out, Risa. We're finally done. Look, there's some great content in this update. These are some of the best tin tops that we have in the game right now, if not the best. Traditionally, Risa have mostly done the prototypes well, and they've done the open wheel as well, but not the actual GT cars. I mean, hell, if this were currently GT racing rather than GT3 and GT4, I think I'd be so much more enamored with GT Sports. And Risa know this. They know what's fun and they feature it in their game. They don't care whether it's fashionable or whether you like it or don't like it. They're like, screw you, man. This is fun. You're gonna race it. You're gonna buy our game. You're gonna have some damn fun. And that's all we care about. And that's really where AMS shines. I just wish they would sort out the bugs. I wish that the next couple of updates would focus less on content and more just into making it a bloody game. Anyway, before I rant on for too long, guys, make sure to smash the sub and ring the bell to stay up to date with future sim racing content. Please consider using the affiliate links down below. They go a long way towards helping the channel subsist in the future. And until the next slew of massive updates here in Automobilista, I'll see you guys next time.